Today we're talking grease gun holders. I have this grease gun here. It's a small one. It takes the 3-ounce containers or cartridges inside. Don't use a lot of grease stuff since vehicles are no longer as greasable as they used to be, but there's still some stuff that requires greasing. So this is just a cheap, Steelman grease gun, and I do have a lock and lube chuck on it, which is great. I really like this style. Their air chucks, not so much. But traditionally, the way I stored my grease gun is I had a plastic bin, right? And I stuck it in there. And over time, especially in the summer or in a hot environment, the grease tends to leak out, out of everywhere. And the whole bottom of this would end up with grease. And if I put anything else in here, it would have grease all over it. So let's fix that. A budget way, a friendly way to do this is with PVC. This is 2-inch PVC, and if you have a full-size grease gun, you're going to be looking at 3-inch. So everything we talk about in this video is going to be 2-inch, and if you have a larger or a normal size grease gun, you're going to be using 3-inch. So the most basic form of grease gun holder is that right there, and you can drill some holes through it, whether it's here or all the way through, and then you can mount that up to the wall or wherever you want, right? That's the most basic form, right? Then we need some way to catch the grease when it's leaking out. So the simplest thing would be to put a 2-inch cap on it, and there you go. Now it's important to note, when you do cut a piece of 2-inch PVC or 3-inch, you want to make sure that the bottom of the handle here, the plunger, doesn't extend beyond the bottom of the tubing, so that when you put your cap on, right, whether you glue it or not, you can choose to glue it on or choose not to glue it on, but that way this isn't bumping your cap off every time you go set your grease gun in. Now I would probably leave it unglued just so that you can clean the bottom of this out. Or you have this in there, it fills up with grease or whatever, you can just pull this off, clean it out, or even stick something in there to absorb some of the the oil and grease that comes out. Cool. So basic form done. Right now, what do we do about this? Another basic form is, this is 3/4 PVC, schedule 40, so thin wall. You don't need to get crazy with this. We don't need schedule 80 or even schedule 120. That's crazy. But this will take your tip, right? And same thing, you can put a cap on here to keep the grease from flowing out everywhere. And then you would attach this to here somewhere, or up here. You would have to extend your piping a little further. But one of the problems that we run into here is that we're kinking this hose up here and down here, so it's putting a lot of stress on that right there. If you're using this quite often, it might not be an issue, but it's also not one-handed operation because of the fact that you have to bend the hose, right? This hose naturally wants to sit kind of at a 45-degree angle there. Now, we talked about you can put just a cap here, or you can do a threaded male adapter with a threaded cap, so that way if it leaks out, you're able to clean it out, right? Same thing with this. We can upgrade this form, get rid of this cap, and we use one of these. This is a clean out with plug. All right, now this one is a male, and obviously that's not going to work with this here, so we need a coupler. Add a coupler, add our plug or our adapter with our plug, and we've got a slightly more upgraded from its basic form. There's more than just couplers and plugs and straight lines, so let's look at some of those options. Now what I've got here is a 2-inch Y. Why, you say? Because it's versatile. You can use this in many ways. In its most basic form, and I believe this is about $5, right? These are also about $2.50 or so, like that. I mean, this is all pretty cheap, and the pipe I mean, you can go buy a 2-foot section or a whole stick, or if you have some laying around, then it's perfect. It's great. So let's look at how this one can be even more versatile than just basic straight PVC piping, right? We've got somewhere for our nozzle to go, and then somewhere for our grease gun to go. And look at that. Doesn't go anywhere. One-handed. Put our tip in, and then put the whole thing in. Good to go. And this will be the same thing for 3-inch. This is just a smaller one, so 2-inch would work great. There's plenty of room in there. All right, and everything is inside, so if it drips out, it's going to go into here. So now we need a way to stop it down here. Well, there's that adapter with the plug. Put that in there, and you're set to go. Now you can drill your holes or whatever and attach it to the wall, attach it to the side of your cabinet, whatever it may be. All right, don't like this design? Not a problem. Guess what? We can rotate this, and there we go. Right-handed? Are you left-handed? There you go. All set. All right, same thing. Put our plug down here. Not only can we orient it in this orientation, since that doesn't seem right because it's just going to drip out here, but we go this way, right? Or however you would like. Okay, now to make this is a little flimsy, we're going to take about a 5 or 6 inch piece of pipe, put it into here, nozzle goes into there, or do that. Might not be as one-handed as the other one. Okay, but there we have it. You can go in that direction. Or we move this back over to here and go into there. And again, everything is being captured down here, and we have this threaded plug that we're able to recover or clean out the whole assembly out with. Put that back on and you're done. Spray it up. You can glue this or you can not glue it. You can just press it in real hard and it's not going to go anywhere because the bottom of the grease gun doesn't come near it to push it out. So that works out really nice. This may be the way that I go, because not only can you mount it flat on a wall like this, you can mount it this way or the other way. Get this in here, or nope, yep, I had it right. It's like PVC Legos for men. All right, so you can also mount this to the wall, right? So let's say back here, and now the grease gun, right, is at an angle, and you can just grab it and go grease whatever you need to do. Now let's talk mounting. How are we going to mount this to the wall? The simplest form: drill a hole, and put some screws through it, right? If you're putting it up against the wall like this, or if you're doing it this way, you just drill your holes, right? But what's a better way? And this is the more advanced, and you're going to start throwing a little bit more money at it, right? This is its cheapest form, and drilling holes and just putting some drywall screws or whatever through is going to be the cheapest way to go. But I started thinking, it's got these 3 little flat spots. So these are flat, right? They don't have a radii. So what can we use on there? And I was like, I guess magnets. Magnets would work. Over at the Harbor Freight, or really anywhere, you can purchase a pack of these for under $5. But how are we going to attach, right, a hook onto here? That's going to protrude in, and it's going to get in the way of the grease gun. Well, luckily these unthread, so I'll take that off. Don't need that. And what we're going to use are screws, right? These are M4 by 0.7, and this I believe is like a 15 or 12 millimeter. The length doesn't really matter right now, but these thread right in. All right, now you're saying, that's going to be hard to get to when it's inside of there. Well, yeah, that's true. Using an Allen key would be kind of tedious to do it inside of a tube. So what's something better than a little cap head screw? Well, we've got these right here. These are, like I said, they're 4mm by 0.7. These are 10 mil, zinc plated, and these have hex. These are hex screws. All right, so let's use those. So we're going to be drilling these holes out. I'll start with 2 and then see how well it attaches, and then if I need to, I'll do the third one. 9/64 or whatever is closest to 4 or 5 mil, just to give it some wiggle room. Okay, maybe I should have drilled it a little bigger. Yep, we're gonna drill it a little bigger. 5/30 seconds. Let's try that out. Yep, much better. Put that through. Now we're just gonna thread this guy on. There we go. Let's do it to another one. Okay, and those just, I mean, I can turn this, and by friction, it's holding on to it pretty well. And they're pretty, oh wow, look at that. So using the flat, make sure that these are perfect. Let's get, I'm gonna try this out on a cabinet or something like that, and see if it slides down. If it slides down at all, then I'll probably add the third one. All right, I'm just gonna put it on one of these Husky cabinets. So I got my 2 magnets, and it slides. So let's add the third one. Round 2. All right, let's try. We got 3 magnets on it now. Look at that. That's working out great, and you can swap these around, and it's not gonna matter. It'll stay there. Paint this up, and it'll match your, you know, your mood, your style, whatever. I don't know. So there we have it. A nice modular grease gun holder. All right, now they sell like those metal ones and stuff like that where you can do multiple ones. Well, this isn't the only style that we can do. They sell a double Y, so it would have your straight and your 2 branches. So it would have another one here. Just pretend there's another one. You can get a double Y, and you can even store a grease tube, an extra grease tube, or you might even be able to store another grease gun. I don't know. All I've got is the one grease gun, so it doesn't really make a big difference to me, but I think that's pretty cool. Just using PVC and some magnets. If you don't want to use the magnets, then just do the screws or find another method, right? You can just use plumber strap or metal strapping or something and just strap it to something. Hope you guys enjoyed this video on kind of an encompassing PVC style grease gun holder, right? We went from the basic, just a tube with a cap, to, you know, having somewhere to store the nozzle, you know, upgrading to something that you can remove at the bottom. And I'm probably going to put a piece of absorbent mat or pig mat, that's what it's called, pig mat, inside of here, and it'll just absorb all of the grease. And I'll be able to just unscrew this and replace the little pig mat and be good to go. Remember to like and subscribe and stick around for more tips and tricks. And I've got a lot of work to do on the 240SX that I've got, so stick around for that. Have a good one.